Welcome back to the Brandon Can Win channel. Unfortunately, this is going to be a pretty rough video, and there's a few things I want to get out of the way before I start this video. The first thing is that this does touch on suicide, so if you are sensitive to that kind of topic, I recommend clicking off and also checking out the numbers down below if you need to talk to somebody, because suicide is never the answer and is not a way out. Next, I want to make it clear I'm not doing this video for views because my last two videos were on the Bayonetta 3 Helen Taylor situation. I can see why some people would think that. And there's also another reason that I'll bring up later, which is honestly what pulled the trigger of me making me want to make this video in the first place. Growing up, I watched Power Rangers. I mainly grew up from like the Lightspeed Rescue days onwards. But I also watched the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I watched the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, as well as Turbo Power Rangers movie, and then I watched Dino Thunder and the ones after the future ones after that. And one of my favorite Power Rangers was the White Ranger, Tommy Oliver, played by Jason David Frank. Sadly, today Jason David Frank had killed himself at the age of 49. When I found that out, I was in shock. And apparently it's been news for quite a while, this whole day. And I just found out about it about 2 hours ago. And I've been trying to contemplate if I should make this video, but I saw some things online that made me want to make it. Let me just talk a little bit more about what he meant to me before I get into another reason why I'm making this video. The White Ranger is by far probably one of my favorite Power Rangers of all time. And Tommy Oliver, my favorite character in general in the Power Rangers universe. I mean, he was there from the beginning, and he's made reappearances constantly. Constant reappearances. I believe even in the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid game, I believe he even voiced Tommy in it. You really tell he was very passionate about that. He was also very passionate about martial arts, and he was a big martial artist, and I believe he was an 8th degree black belt, which is kind of nuts. So yeah, it's just a real shame that he had to die at such a young age. My condolences go out to his friends and family. One thing I want to talk about is something that has been bugging me, because when I found out about his death, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know as much as I possibly could. So I went to YouTube and searched Jason David Frank death, and what I found was absolutely fucking disgusting. Most of it was just clickbaity garbage. I'll read you some of these titles of these videos I found, and your jaw will probably drop. We got Jason David Frank last video before death. He predicted his death. Crying emoji, crying emoji. Jason David Frank 25 minutes before committing suicide. My wife divorced me. Crying emoji. There was like a 13-minute video that just showed pictures of him with some weird random music playing, and the title was something along the lines of, "This was Jason David Frank's cause of death," and then it didn't even say what the cause of death was. It was literally just disrespectful clickbait. I knew from like past things like the Etika situation that the internet was just full of people who just want views, but yeah. The whole internet is just full of leeches. It also shows if you're a public figure, you just can't die right. Anyways, guys, that's kind of all I want to say, is that I wish that people could just rest, I wish people didn't do these kind of clickbaity things. And I bet you, J Station or someone like that, they're gonna make one of those cringy 3am videos trying to talk to his ghost or some shit. If you really do care about Jason David Frank and you want to make a video about him, talk about how much he meant to you. Talk about how much great of a person he was. Don't just clickbait shit about his death and stuff like that. Just tell him, be respectful. Don't be like these fucking assholes that are just clickbaiting his death. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about that. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. You will be missed. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. Didn't want to make it too long, so yeah. So long and good night.
Yeah, man, you saved us too. Thanks.
You fought Turban Shell, Goldar, and even went into Lord Zed's chamber without even having your powers. You're a true hero, Tommy.
Thanks, guys. You know, there was a moment back there when I almost gave up. But then I realized it's not just the cosmic power that gives me strength, but it's who and what I am inside that really empowers me. You'll always be one of us, Tommy. Man, I miss you guys when we went on school break. But I hold y'all close to my heart.